definitely not be ripping anytime soon.
Switch the goat sleeves now. They don't slip, they don't slide. Nice and snug, nice and tight.
It's crazy how light these things are. I've worn a lot of old school pads in my time, and these are featherweight and super comfortable.
Legend begins where heroes end.
Why are you still wearing those old clunky shin pads when you could be wearing these?
I used to struggle with shin guards sliding all game. These are a game changer. Put them on, you don't even notice them. They're comfortable, keep you going until finish.
It shows how fast you move on the pitch because it's stuck to the shin bone and does not slip and slide all around your shin.
No distractions, no readjusting, just focus on the match. What I like about these is you can wear them all day. Training, recovery, travel, they never lose shape. The material is soft and supportive. It's the perfect mix of comfort and performance. These guards are so lightweight, you forget they're even there. These guards are so lightweight, you forget they're even there. But they still give solid protection. It's like full freedom to play a game without that clunky feeling.
Hi everyone, I hope you're well. Welcome to our live weekly coaching call. It did obviously get moved from its usual spot on Saturday. We are going to also follow up this particular live coaching call with our podcast Sunday. As you can probably tell, I'm not well at the moment. I'm a little bit poorly. But I'm on the mend, I'm all good, just a little bit of a man flu, and I'm fighting my way back. So we've got a fair bit we're going to get through today. Again, I'm hoping that you guys will be able to get some questions dropped into me, and I'm just going to have a quick look just to make sure you're actually seeing my screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just screen control straight into the school platform and get straight into today's little section that we're going to cover off. We are actually going to cover off a little bit of what was missed as well during our last call. We didn't quite finish off the mental strength training, so we are going to finish a little bit of that off as well. So we're super excited to bring that to you. So hopefully you guys see my screen and you can hear me okay, nice and loud. If there's any problems whatsoever, guys, do drop me a message via the school app and I will see the notification, or you can drop it in the YouTube comments as well. I am currently connected to the YouTube on my iPhone, so I am aware that there's an issue with my screen that was black, but I'm not sure what's going on. That's my live camera. So big thank you for that, Kim. Now, we are going to get straight into it. So what I'm hoping you're all going to do is put your questions into the YouTube channel for me in the questions section, and I will get to our first part of the section, and then we've got some great news to share with you. I'm okay as well. A lot of people are putting messages in. As I say, just a little bit of a flu, nothing crazy. I'm all good. But super pumped to be back online and to be working. So, a little bit of good news, guys. As you know, we've been trying to get inside the top 5 of sports, and obviously the big aim is to be number 1 in sports, but we want to be number 1 on the platform as well. So we'll give you a bit of an update. We were just outside the top 5 last week when we last spoke with you, and we are super pumped to announce we are now number 4 in the whole of the school communities for sports. Our next goal to get to is the number 3 spot. Once we get to the number 3 spot, then obviously we'll be not only the number 3 in sports overall, but we'll be the number 1 soccer and football platform across all of the school network. That's out of 181,000. As you can see, the Player Accelerator is another soccer and football platform. And I'm just reading a couple of notes just while I wait. I'm being told there's a couple of you trying to get in and you're just joining now. So if I go quiet for the next 10 or 15 seconds, guys, I'm just going to give everyone a chance to get in. Also, you will be aware as well with the competition that we've got, that we were going to be announcing today, that Kim and Ricky, we're going to announce the overall winner. We've unfortunately only had 3 entries, which we're a little bit sort of disappointed by. We thought we would have got more. So what we're going to do is we're going to extend the competition until this time tomorrow night, until Monday night. So it gives everyone a chance. If you have been busy across the weekend playing football, soccer, and you haven't had the chance to submit, Kim and Ricky are going to drop a little message in the community with a reminder about the competition. So probably during this call, you'll notice they'll drop a note in the community for us all to say that it has been extended until, I'm going to say, 8 p.m. Brisbane time tomorrow. So it gives you guys a little over 24 hours to submit and to see if you can win that prize. So Kim and Ricky will drop that in the community for you. Again, you'll remember, guys, over a week ago, we were just sitting, I think, 114th overall. So let's see where we sit overall, and let's see if we can find us. And I know we were 60 when I checked yesterday, so we're not in 60th. So you can see that's the bike group who are in our sports. And we are currently sat in 49th place. So we are now inside the top 50. Now, to get over the next position in sports, we need to get to this spot here, 33. Once we get past 33, that'll mean we're the #1 football and soccer provider on school, and we'll be inside the top 3 for sports overall. So guys, we need a big push. Remember how you can help us: like, comment, put community posts in. Don't just reply with comments, guys. If you can reply every now and again with a video message. I forgot to mention, every video message gives you nearly triple the points that you get on your activities. So the more you can do and the more you can log, the better it is going to be, and we can help push up. So without further ado, I am going to drop back in, and we are going to finish off, and you will notice on our football mental strength training that we've got here, you'll notice a huge change. It used to be one big long running list of sort of activities, and we've improved it to help you guys. So we've now split it into the 7 areas: mental toughness, self-talk, control the controllables, imagery, building confidence, dealing with disappointments, and dealing with parents. The reason why we've done this, we want you to maybe identify what you think's more of interest to you, or it might be one area that you think you're really weak at, and you might want to attack one section at a time. Now, these are all not fully complete. Now, you can go into self-talk and do the course yourself, but one of the things that we don't have is all the videos in there as of yet. So we've currently got the mental toughness videos in here. So you'll notice we've got part 1, and you can play that, and it goes to 28 minutes, and it takes you through all of these areas. But where it stops at is goal setting techniques, and that's the next part that we're going to move on to today. So I'm going to actually focus on goal setting techniques, Premier League pre-performance techniques, battle back from disappointment, and mental toughness summary. So, and that'll close out mental toughness. So without further ado, we are going to go from goal setting techniques. So big thank you for joining us. Obviously, if you're watching this on the live, you've got the benefit of, you can get involved and you can give us some answers that we're looking for. If you're watching this on a recording, then we hope you enjoy it. And remember, at any point during the recording whilst you're watching it, if you need to pause it, go and get yourself a drink, run to the bathroom, get a snack, or maybe just give it a rest for a few days or for a week or so, then that's what we want everyone to do. We don't want you to be mentally fatigued doing mental strength training. We want you to feel fresh, ready to go, and to be able to give it a go. So what I am going to do is, I am going to play this little bit of a video. Now this video does go for around about 8 minutes, but it's important that you watch it all the way through in its entirety.
Hi Hi guys, and welcome back to Fit with T. So I hope you guys are well. Today I'm going to talk to you about the purpose of a training diary and why athletes should use one. Now, if you guys know me, then you just know that I'm an advocate for journals, for diaries. I literally have a journal, a diary for everything. I have a dream diary, I have a training diary, I have a diary for my business. So I literally really do make use of diaries and journals, and so I really want to encourage you, if you're an athlete or if you're a coach who has athletes, and if you have younger athletes, it's a really good discipline to get your athletes to get into, because it really does help as you grow as an athlete. So for me personally, now as a self-coach athlete, actually having training diaries from when I was 14, 15 and over all the years really helps me to see the journey in more detail than you can see from just looking at your results per se, like seeing the things that you have done over the years. So there's a Danish philosopher named Søren Kierkegaard. I know I'm literally butchering his name. He said, life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forward. And that's such a true quote. Like we live life forwards, but we understand it backwards. And so, having a journal, having a diary that you use, and as an athlete, a journal or diary that you use for your training, it's really going to help you to understand your journey, understand your training, understand you as an athlete better. So if you do need a training diary, I really want to encourage you guys to get my Track Life. If you're a track and field athlete, and even if you are from other sports, it can benefit you too. But my Track Life athlete training diary for athletes, I made it specifically for athletes, knowing that this is something that we really need. You want to learn to be an independent athlete. As much as you have a team, as much as you might have coaches and therapists to help you along the journey, you ultimately want to learn to be an independent and responsible athlete, an athlete that understands their own body, an athlete that understands their own emotions, their own thought process, and how you tick. And so having a training diary is really going to help you to do that. So I'm going to give you guys 6 tips on how you can actually use your training diary, okay? So the first way you can use it is to write down key dates and settings. So if you have, I'm going to use track and field because that's my sport. And so let's say you've got the track and field season coming up. You can use your training diary to put in key dates, okay? What date are you looking forward to? Which dates are clear dates that you are signposting along your journey, whether it's indoors or whether it's outdoors, and put these dates in your diary as a reminder. Every time you open your training journal, those dates are going to be there, whether it's the champ, like your national champ, whether it's world or European that you're working towards, whether it's English schools, if you're a younger athlete, for example, in the UK, then you can write down these dates, so it gives you a clear signpost and gives you a clear goals that you are working towards, so you can see them every time you open your journal. You can also use your journal, this is still my first point, guys, to write down key settings that you have. So whether that's your block settings, whether that's your run-up settings, so any key settings that you have, you can use your journal in this way. Okay, so the second way that you can use your journal is to actually record your monthly goals. So specifically in the Track Life athlete training diary, I've actually put that into this journal. So every month what you'll see is a space to write down your monthly goals. So I say athletics, but sport in general, we all know that it's not just about performance, okay? So there's a lot of key factors of your life that contribute to your performance. And so writing down goals that you have in a broader sense of your life. So in this journal, I have lifestyle, technical, tactical, family or social, physical fitness and health, mental, emotional, spiritual, and work and education. So each month you can write down those goals, and then you can actually review the goals at the end of the month. Maybe your goal was to wake up at a certain time, but maybe because you're staying up too late on social media, it's not allowing you to go to bed on time, so it means it's affecting your training. So basically setting goals is really going to help you to aid your training and ultimately performance, which is what we're trying to achieve as athletes. We're always trying to improve ourselves, better ourselves as much as we can. So setting monthly goals and reviewing your monthly goals in your training diary is going to be a key factor that's going to contribute to your performance as an athlete, your development as an athlete. So the third way that you can use your training diary is just basically your general height, weight, biometrics sort of thing. So just using it to log down your weight. It just even helps you to track. So by writing down your your weight, whether it's weekly, whether it's monthly, just helps you to see, is there a pattern here? When I'm in winter training, what's my general weight? And so if I'm seeing that, okay, I'm way overweight or way underweight, okay, what do I need to change something in my nutrition, for example? As a female, being able to see when I'm on my monthly cycle, is there an effect here, and does this actually contribute to my performance? So having a training diary again helps you as an athlete to take responsibility and to see these kind of things and not just rely solely on your coach. So So the fourth way that you can use your training diary is to actually write down what you did. This will probably be the first way that you think you would use a training diary, to write down what you actually did in training. As I said before, you don't know what life is going to throw at you, so your circumstances might change. You may have to end up training alone. You may have to change code, and having there are good crossover where your old coach is able to speak to a new coach and to help them to see what you've done, etc, etc. But having a record means you don't just have to rely on your memory, but you can actually see accurately exactly what you did. Okay, so seeing what you did, you're going to be able to link it to, as I said, to things such as if you're always getting injured, for example, if you're always, at a certain point in the season, you'll start to get certain niggles. So if you have a log, again, you can understand backwards. You can start to see, is there a pattern here? The fifth way that you can use a training diary is to actually say, not just what you did, but how did you feel? So how did you feel when you did what you did? So that is from how did you feel emotionally, how did you feel mentally, how did your body feel physically? Was there any pain during this whole session? Was there any pain in those movements? When you was in flight, for example, in your running, did you get the feeling that you were looking for? When you was taking off of the board, did you get the feeling that you was looking for? What were the cues that you used? Writing these things down helps you to go back, and then you can reassess and then continue to replicate. If it was good, replicate. If it was not so good, okay, what could I change? Okay, having a record helps us to understand backwards. Okay, so the sixth point and last point I'm going to give for this video, a way that you can use your training diary is to actually just write down your key circuits that you do. So if you have a set, for example, warm-up routine, writing this down. If you have a set prehabs that you do, if you're on a rehab program, writing these down. If you have a certain routine that you do, mobility routine that you do, writing these exercises down, key circuits that you do, conditioning circuits that you always do on certain days, writing these down so you don't have to necessarily write them out every session. If there's something that you do regularly, write these out in the notes. So for example, in the Track Life training diary, as well as having your weekly training diary where you can write out your weekly session. If there's something that you do on a regular basis, then you can use the notes section to write those specific things down. So if you always do, for example, a post-race gym or a pre-meet session, then write those down in your notes so that you don't have to write them every time, so that you can just write in your weekly training diary, for example, prehab, for example, warm-up one. If you have more than one warm-up or two different warm-ups depending on whether you're gymming or whether you're running, for just an example, then you can write those repetitive things at the back or in the notes section of your journal, and then you can come revisit them and come back to them again. And like I said, in a different year, in the next year, you can see this really worked, this didn't work, and you can understand backward. So I really hope this video has been helpful for you guys. I really do encourage you, if you're an athlete and you haven't kept a training diary up to now, yes, of course, you can keep your journal on your phone. You can always keep a digital journal, obviously, but I'm really an advocate for writing with your hand. There's studies that show that just by writing, we just create certain neural pathways that you just don't create when you type. And so I'm always going to advocate for having a handheld diary that you can actually write down. Take the time to write, take the time to process, emotionally, mentally, etc. So I really hope this is helpful for you guys. Let me know in the comment section below, do you guys keep a training diary? If you don't, why not? And if you do, let me know how you use it. And if you like this video, guys, give it a big thumbs up to help me accelerate my channel. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe now and make sure to hit the bell. And I'll see you guys next Friday.
So everyone, hopefully you enjoyed that little short video about why it's important to have goal setting techniques. Now, she spoke about recording key bits of information, and it's more about getting consistent and proving day in and day out that you can commit to doing something. Now, I'm going to give you all a chance. I'm going to give someone an opportunity to win a $25 GOATS voucher. So get your fingers at the ready on the keyboards. I want you to tell me on our platform, what is the section called and what is the number called that has more than what she just spoke about. So we've got a particular part on our courses and it's given a name and it's got a number. What allows us to record all of this information? The first person to type it in and tell me what the name is, but you need to tell me what number the section is, I will then award that person a $25 voucher. Who is going to be the fastest fingers? Who is actually paying attention? And who's going to get in first? I'm really intrigued to see. Now, whilst I'm waiting for the answers to come in, one of the big things that I want you all now to start thinking about with our goal setting techniques is that a lot of us on here are recording on this particular section of our course. It is not that answer. So someone's just put an answer in, Khaleesi. It's not that one. So what is the course? What's the name of it? And what number is it that allows us to record all of this information on? So Khaleesi, you were wrong. So you're out the competition. You can't add in the answer. Who can get it right? You've got to get it right first go. So which part of our courses enables us to record all of our goal setting techniques, all of our things we're doing on the pitch, off the pitch? What's it called? Let's see who can get it. Let's see if anyone's going to get it right. Once you've had a guess, if you get it wrong, you're out the competition. So let's see if anyone can get it. Okay. Someone, I think, has got part of the answer right, but I don't think the number's right. And I'm going to have a little check to make sure I'm saying that correct. I want to make sure I'm not making a mess of this myself, but I'm pretty sure it is called... Yeah. So, Jacob Roper, you're out of it. And we've got a winner. Well done. Okay. So, Mr. Romich, it's the football blueprint, and it is section 6. So, if we go into classroom, if we go into the football blueprint, some of the things that she spoke about on the call, on that video call on YouTube, was tracking your dates, which we can do, writing down your goals, your football goals, your health goals, your juggling goals, the measurement tracker. And remember, she said it's not necessarily about recording your height and weight. It's more about just getting in a habit of actually writing stuff down. And it's been proven scientifically that it opens up certain neural pathways in the brain when you've got a pen and a paper and you're writing it down. And remember, you can always scribble it onto a PDF that you've printed out, and you can take a picture and then you can upload it to the platform. You've also got your 4 turns and your dribbles. You've got your skills development. These have all been added in, remember, just as a bonus if you want to use it. You don't have to use it, but it's here as a bonus. You've got your juggling tracker. You've got your monthly plan. Now, a lot of people expect this to be done for them, and I've had players and family say, Ray, but you need to tell us how many goals and how many assists. No, you need to track that. The responsibility is on you. If you're 7, 8, 9 years of age, then yeah, mums and dads are going to need to help out some of the younger players. But the players who are 10 and 11 years of age and older, you guys should be putting down your little monthly numbers. Weekly planners. Daily planners. Are you filling your daily planner out? Are you doing a game analysis, or are you going to ask mum or dad or a friend, or maybe a player who's injured, or if you're injured, maybe you can do a report on your team. Game checklist, your wellness journal, video analysis, notes, 100 days juggling, sleep tracker, the beep test tracker. This football blueprint, boys and girls and players on this program, is your recipe to making it as a professional football or soccer player. The lovely girl that we've just had on the video, she covered about 4 or 5 of these areas. You guys have got 11 or more on this particular document. So well done to Mr. Romich for getting it right. It was the football blueprint, and it was section 6. Now we're going to drop back into here. Now, it says follow these goals for 12 weeks. Remember, on our program, we don't want you to do this just for 12 weeks. We expect this to be done every day. We want you to input something every day. Okay? Not everything has to be done daily, but we like you to just drop something in daily for us, whether it's a daily planner, maybe it's your wellness journal. The wellness journal, guys, takes 15 seconds to fill out. To take a screenshot takes 10 seconds, and to submit it on a community post takes another 30 seconds. I'm going to be really harsh now. if you don't have 1 minute spare in your day to log your wellness journey and to submit it in a community post, you're not going to make it as a football or a soccer player at semi or pro level. And that's just being honest. You need to make time rather than making excuses. And that's where I'm going with everyone. So whether you're watching this on a recording or you're watching it live, you need to remember, guys, you need to make time, don't make excuses, okay? So, but generally, most of our players on here are really, really good. Okay, next part, I'm just going to play this little short video. Enjoy.
My name's Juliana Ruiz. I play for the Arlington ECNL team and I'm 12 years old. My question is, what is your pregame ritual for good luck?
I play Call of Duty.
I always put on my left shin guard before my right. I don't know why.
I always do a meditation session. Say a prayer before kickoff.
My main ritual is I always will take a nap before a game.
2-hour pregame nap.
I do take a nice nap on game days.
Wake up and have lunch right after, and that's it.
Lunch, chicken with rice.
Eat a basic pasta, vodka sauce with chicken.
I have 4 pictures of my family on my right shin guard, and I always give them 1 kiss each, and then I put my right shin guard first and then my left.
And then, of course, I need to bring my red boxers to the game. That's my ritual, you know? It's like my whole ritual.
So hopefully you enjoyed that, guys. So in the English Premier League, we discovered it was important, and we've covered a lot of this lately, processes over outcomes. But we thought pre-game good luck rituals and actually work to help players with better performances. So what we want you to do is in this particular task, I want you to list, and I want you to drop it in the comments for me if you're live on the call. If you're watching this as a recording, you can pause it. You can sit down with a friend, a family member, a mum and dad, a teammate. You can give them a call and do a video call. And ask them to help you list 3 pre-game rituals that could implement into your game. So you're allowed to use some examples from the video that we've just had, or from the blueprint or the diary, okay? And also, I want you to try and come up with some new ways. So what I'm going to do is, I want everyone who's on the live call to at least come up with 1 pre-game ritual, and can you write it in the comments for me? If you're watching this on a recording, I want you to pause it, and I want you to give yourself 10 to 15 minutes to come up with a list of as many as you can, then discuss it with your friends, with your family members, and then give me your top 3. And you can submit them here on the community, okay? Football, mental strength, and then you can put dash, and you can put 3 pre-game rituals, and tag me at Raymond Wood, and I will see which 3-game rituals you've chosen, okay? So my guys who are watching this call live, can you give me at least 1 in the answers, okay? And I'll go back through some of them. Also, can you also list any existing pre-game rituals that you currently use? And if you don't have any, please advise any that teammates or friends use, or maybe some that you've seen in the Premier League. And I'm really intrigued to see some of the answers coming in. And for those watching on the recording, I'm going to share some of the answers that we've got from the 260 players we've currently got on our platform who are currently using this on a daily basis. So some of the answers we've got, some great ones coming in. Juggle the ball, love it. Take a quick nap, that's a great one. I'm a big fan of a power nap. We did actually, just to warn everyone, a little bit of advice on this. A power nap shouldn't be any more than 20 minutes, otherwise you go into a deep sleep, which can actually have a detrimental effect on your performance. So make sure you always set a clock for around about 15 to 17 minutes, and make sure you wake up within that time frame. Well hydrated. I would say, yeah, it is a pre-game ritual, but that's like a given. Guys, I would expect you to be well hydrated regardless. But if it's one that you've struggled with and you find that you wasn't hydrating properly before games, then it definitely is a good one to implement as a pre-game ritual, because you will turn it into a habit. So I will keep that one. Some of the ones that I've seen over the years is putting on your left sock before you put on your right sock. And I've seen players, if they put the wrong sock on first, they will literally take the shin guards off, the tape off, all the socks off, and start again. And it's really, really important that you stay in that mindset and that mind frame. Now, task 2. See the below examples, and we require you to choose one. If you wish to use 2 or all 3, that's fine as well. But the more you focus on this area of your game, the better. And you're going to get consistent at seeing overall improvements. We require you to implement this to your weekly practices. And again, where can you record this sort of stuff? In section 6 in your football blueprint. It is quite straightforward to follow. Okay? Now, suggestion. Technique 1, technique 2. Technique 1 might be put your left sock on or your right sock on first. I want you to put it in your football blueprint, and I want you to set it as one of your pre-game rituals. Or it might be actually putting on your headphones and your music. Again, pre-game and pre-training. En route in the car, any ways you want to do it, and you can prepare, okay? So I want you to start adding this. So what I'm looking to see is from any of our players who are currently on the live program, I really, really want you to focus on adding this into your daily planner. So I'm not saying you put it on your daily planner every day, but on the days that you'd have a game or the days that you'd have training, can you start adding in that you've done a pre-game technique, okay? And it's going to really help you to drill in and really focus on what the next stages are. Battling back from disappointment. So I'm going to play our next video. You're going to love this one, and this goes for just over 3 minutes. And then we're going to wrap up the rest of this section with the summary. Enjoy, guys.
This is Lionel Messi's reaction when the opposing team nearly scored a game winner in the World Cup final. Just so you know how critical this moment was, here are some reactions by fans.
Save!
But since he was able to stay calm and composed in that situation, he was also able to stay calm and composed in this one.
Rolls it in!
Scoring a penalty kick to win the World Cup for his team and his country. Now, contrast that performance with the performance by Nick Kyrgios. He's one of the most talented players in tennis, but he's known for losing control of his emotions. What you're about to see next is all in one match in the Australian Open. When he's playing well, he's shouting, he's running, he's engaging with the fans. But once he struggles, he's yelling at the ref, yelling at himself, and smashing rackets. He went on to lose that game. These contrasting examples is why you must learn to control your emotions during a performance. But how do you do that? Here are 3 tips on doing so. Tip number 1 is to have self-respect. When you let a situation determine your emotions, you usually act out of character and regret your actions. This is Alex Zverev after hitting the umpire's chair.
It was probably the biggest mistake of my tennis career. It was embarrassing. It still is embarrassing.
When you get angry at a bad referee call or your own mistake, you are literally letting one event change your whole emotional state, and that disrupts your performance. If you want to perform with consistency, you must maintain control of your emotions no matter the situation. To do this, in addition to respecting yourself, you must respect others. When Nick Kyrgios plays, he represents his family, his friends, the fans, and even his country of Australia. So when he acts out of character, he not only lets himself down, but all those who support him.
I feel like I've let so many people down.
Now, you may not be representing an entire country when you perform, but your actions represent those who support you, no matter how many or how few that may be. And lastly, but arguably most importantly, don't place your identity in a result. Lionel Messi has played long enough to know that one result doesn't define him. Even if he's playing in the World Cup final, the most important game in his sport, he knew he wasn't defined by the game, whether he won or lost. And he knows that because he's lost a World Cup final before, and the world didn't end. In fact, he made it back to the World Cup final for a second chance, and was able to win that one. And now compare that with how Nick Kyrgios viewed losing a Wimbledon match.
You know, you win this tournament and you become a tennis immortal, I feel.
If your self-worth and identity is not tied up in one single result, then you'll have a much better time controlling your emotions. But what are some practical ways to control your emotions that you could use in your very next competition.
If you had a bad call, things going wrong for you, you take a breath and you reseat yourself.
Excessive emotion literally hinders the performance of your brain and clouds your judgment. To combat this, breathing is scientifically proven to lower your heart rate and help you relax during stressful situations. Now, any type of deep breathing will work, but here's a simple breathing process. Step 1, inhale for 3 or more seconds. Step 2, exhale for 3 or more seconds. And step 3, repeat that until you feel centered. Now, I hope this helps and you don't get in any fight soon. But if you do, just come back to this video and watch it over and over until you learn your lesson. And like and subscribe while you're at it too.
So hopefully you enjoyed that one, guys. That was a good little short video. Now what I want to do is I want to give you a challenge. If you're watching this live, I want you to put in an answer for me. So question A on task 1. We've put in your football blueprint or diary, write down 3 times you've got angry or upset, okay? What I'd like you to do is, if you're watching this as a recording, again, hit pause on the screen and actually give yourself 10 or 15 minutes to put your first couple of answers down. If you're watching this on the live call, if you can drop in an answer for us when you actually have got an example of when you got angry or got upset, and also put a little bit of a reason why. It doesn't have to be an essay, but just give us some examples. Also, next to each answer, write down how it made you feel in 2 to 3 words or less. Did it make you feel happy? Did it make you feel angry, upset? Did it make you feel confident? Did it make you feel depressed? Did it make you feel motivated? And now write down in reflection, was it correct to feel so angry or upset next to each example? So again, if you're watching this on a recording, I'd really love you to pause this and take the time to work through this. If you're seeing this on the live, then if you want to put an example down, that would be absolutely amazing. Now, battling back from disappointment. Is it okay to get upset and cry? Yes, it is. It's a normal emotion. However, be angry or upset after you've completed your process. So those guys have been working through with us over the past couple of weeks. Remember, we need to focus on outcomes and processes, and we need to focus on processes over outcomes, okay? So let's follow processes rather than let's follow outcomes, okay? Remember, this will not go fully through until players pass through that turning page of puberty, whether they're a male or female player. It's really, really helpful to understand that players will struggle to deal with this, and it's a normal thing. What we discovered was with boys and girls pre-puberty, they don't know how to deal with it because they deal with emotion in a different part of the brain. It's only as they start to become adults and they grow and their bodies turn them into adults, then what might be something to me and you that's not really too upsetting, all of a sudden for someone who's under the age of 14 or 13, something so small and trivial to me and you as an adult might be really, really hard to battle back and to come back from. And then on task 2, what I want you to do is, again, if you're watching this as a recording, set yourself an objective in your next match or training session, and I want you to try and recognise when you're about to feel one of the 3 emotions that you wrote down above. Again, record all of this into your football blueprint. Record it into the notes section, maybe put it into your daily planner. But what I want you to do next time is, when you start to feel that emotion, try to revert back to your processes first. So remember, processes over outcomes. It's okay to feel angry, it's okay to feel sad, but is it going to help my team in this moment? No. Is it better to be placed after the game once the whistle's gone? Yes. Also, tell yourself you're allowed to feel upset or angry, but only give yourself permission when the ball's out of play or the game has stopped, like we've just mentioned. Keep a regular note in your diary or your football blueprint on how successful you've been with the above. Reflection is the key to success. So guys, that is a little bit around about the ending of mental toughness. Now, when we are back on Tuesday, we are going to jump in and we're going to cover a little bit, okay, on our next section, which is going to be self-talk, which is super exciting to cover, okay? And again, if you've got any questions whatsoever, remember to drop this in the community for everyone to see. Make sure you do at Raymond's Wood on any community post, and I'll be sure to get back to you. So hopefully, guys, you enjoyed that final section of the mental toughness, and that's our little summary. And hopefully this has helped you in some way or form in becoming a better player for the future, for you, firstly, and for your friends and family members, secondly. So everyone who's currently on our live call, what I am going to do is very quickly, I'm just going to drop back out to our screen on here, and I'm going to put it back to the live screen, and I'm just going to see, it looks like we're getting a black screen on there, but what I am going to do is I'm just going to put this screen up here for now. We are going to go to a very, very quick break, just for 30 seconds, and then when I come back, I'm going to have a little look at some of the questions that we've got and some of the feedback that we've got, and hopefully you guys enjoyed that little mini section of mental toughness. I'll be back with you guys in less than a minute.
You don't bunch up, you don't get sweaty. Simple as that.
One of the things I noticed about my Goats grip socks is the grip runs across the whole panel, so there's no bunching or sliding in your boots.
These grip pads will help you not slip when you're going in for a tackle.
My old socks will get sweaty halfway through the game. Not with Ghost grips, they stay cool and dry from start to finish.
These guys.
Hi everyone, welcome back. So we're just going to finish off. We've got about 10 minutes to go. What I am going to do is, I don't know why, but for some reason my live camera's not working, so it's not enabling me to put my lovely face across the camera, and I'm really disappointed because I'm currently wearing my lovely red Liverpool jersey for you all today after Liverpool beat Newcastle 4-1, but I've got a bit of an issue with my camera and I'm not too sure. Now, I'm just going to go through some of the comments that we got on YouTube. So, I'll come up to some of the questions in a moment. But a big well done to Mr. Ramage for getting football blueprint number 6. Khaleesi put in listening to music. That was a great one. Juggling the ball. Take a quick nap. Another great one. I love this one. If you're a Christian or a Catholic, praying before the game, so no matter what religion you are, if you do pray to a god of any sort, you see it going on, don't you, all the time, and it's a pre-game ritual, especially for the Christians or the Catholics of the world. They have the cross on the jersey, they'll wear a chain with a cross on. It's a great one, and it's a great habit to get in. Faith and religions is something that we will cover, because I do believe it doesn't matter what faith or religion you follow. I think it's important to have some sort of faith, and it definitely helps you to balance. And I think it doesn't matter what religion or faith you follow, but if you've got one, I think it definitely helps you to follow processes rather than outcomes, and most religions will always preach that, and it's a great one. I got a great example as well about when players got angry. I was angry and upset when I couldn't execute a combo for the skills to pay the bills challenge. That's a great one, that you're actually relating back to something that we've put in here, and that's superb that you've dropped that one in there. We have got some questions that have come in today as well. One of the ones was, how do you balance staying connected defensively while still supporting the attacking midfielder? And that one was from Khaleesi. Also another one we got, what adjustments do you need to make when the opponent overloads midfield? And the next one that we got in was, what are some strategies for dealing with teammates that refuse to pass? So there's some great questions, and I'm gonna answer probably 2 of them before we finish off for the night. We've still got about 10 minutes to go. And the first one that I'm going to answer, and I'm going to put my share screen on for everyone to see in a moment. And I'll just see if I can do the magic and just get all of this set up ready for everyone to see. So let's see if we can just come in here. Just bear with us for a moment, guys, and I'll just see if I can get this connected. And sorry if I keep sniffling on the camera. As I said, this man flu's got the best of me at the moment. Okay, here we go. So hopefully everyone's seeing that now. So first question I'm going to answer is, what adjustments do you need to make when opponents overloads the midfield? So we've gone through this one a lot lately, but I'll give you a little bit of an example. So when the opponents overload. Now, we all should know this, but what is, and I'm going to give another $25 voucher away, what is our number one rule, our number one defensive principle that we have to follow? And within that answer is the answer for this question that Khaleesi has added in. And it's a great question. It is a great question. What adjustments you need to make when the opponent overloads the midfield? So what do you need to do firstly as an individual, and what does the team need to do? But what's our number one defensive principle? And if you know that answer, then you'll know the rest of it. So let's see if someone can get that in. We'll see if anyone can get it right. See if anyone can get that right answer in for me. So when we think about defending as a player on the pro player pathway, what's our number one go-to that we have to do all of the time? So I'm going to help you out. So it's not DDR, delay, deny, restrict. You've got to do something before delay, deny, restrict. What have you got to do before delay, deny, restrict? Who's going to get the answer in first? Who can get the right answer in? I'm really curious who's going to get it. So DDR is the second part, but what is the first part? And that will give you the answer. Come on, who can put it in for me? Who's going to win the $25 voucher? Who can get it in? So what do we have to do before DDR? Think about it. Okay, Mr. Romich, well done. Give yourself a big round of applause. So, recover behind the ball, and we give ourselves a numerical advantage. Now, once you've done this, this is number one. The second thing you need to do, before you even think about DDR, okay, as you're recovering behind the ball, you need to communicate with who? Excuse me, guys. Oh, bless me. I'm sneezing my brains out. So you need to communicate with teammates who have not done step one. So if you know you've got a teammate who's not recovering behind the ball, he or she is not recovering, then you need to communicate to your teammates, Johnny, Sarah, recover, recover, recover. Okay? You need to tell your teammates they need to recover. Okay? They need to be told, and they need to do that for you. Okay? Ignore that, guys, if you can hear a dog crying. That is one of my German Shepherds. Apologies. Now, the third thing we do in this section is DDR. So, Khaleesi, an amazing question as ever, but the answer, you guys already have it. is recover behind the ball, call back your team members, get a numerical advantage, communicate to your teammates who are not behind the ball, and then, as a playing group, all think about delay, deny, and restrict. So it's about following core, fundamental basics as a team. If your coach is not teaching this, okay, could you share this video to your coach? The answer is yes. This video will be getting uploaded to school, but it's also on YouTube as well. You could share this video to your coach, and most coaches who are keen to learn more will actually watch it. Okay, so if you're a mum and dad and you know that your child's a team of don't have the basic defensive principles, then share it with a coach and just say, look, it might be of interest to you, but we've seen this great video with Ray, who's one of our private coaches online, and I think it's definitely worth a look. And hopefully most progressive coaches will have a look at it for you. So great question, Khaleesi. I love that one. Hopefully that answers that one for you. The next one, what are some strategies for dealing with teammates that refuse to pass? Okay, now for me, I've seen this happen a lot over the years, and the best way to look at this one, I would say, let's imagine we are attacking in this direction. Now, let's split the pitch up into thirds. This is our what we call defensive third. This is our midfield third. And let's stay consistent, right? Let's do a nice dotted line. And this is our attacking third. Now, if you've got a teammate in the attacking third, okay, who doesn't pass it to you, I wouldn't be too overly concerned, because we're looking for players to embrace 1 versus 1, having a shot on goal, and we want you to be, in general, selfish in this space. However, where I would be getting, not angry, but where I feel it needs to be spoken about, if it happens in the midfield section or the defensive section and you're not getting past to, and you think you're in a better option to receive the ball, firstly, number one, have a conversation with the player and ask them if there's a reason why they're not passing to you. If you get no joy from that and it continues on, have a chat with the coach and just say that you've noticed that Sarah, as an example, is not passing the ball to you, and you feel that more so in the defensive section and the midfield section of the park, where passes should be happening, whether it to be to feet or to space, you just feel like that this particular player is not passing. Can you help me out with this situation? So what you're not doing is you're not asking the coach to go and speak with that player, but you're actually expressing a concern to the coach, and you're leaving it with the coach to resolve. 9 times out of 10, the coach will either bring it to the other player's attention or maybe tell you that actually you're not in a good space most of the time and there's a reason why you're not getting the pass. Or tactically, maybe your coach, I've seen this happen before, as part of a development plan, any of the attacking players in this section or this section get told to get in 1v1 situations and try and take players on. Now, if you attack it this way, first have a conversation with the player. Then if you don't feel like you're getting anywhere, then have a conversation with the coach. But for me, I would only be really worried about it if it's happening in the middle of the park or the defensive third of the park. If it's happening up in this section, the attacking section, I wouldn't be too overly bothered, because as part of development, we want players, we wouldn't call them greedy, but we want them to be more selfish, to try and get players in 1v1s, to try and get shots away on goal, and to generally be a bit more selfish, because those players in the final third are going to be the ones, the more they practice them situations, are going to be your next Messis, your next Ronaldos, your next Ekatikes for Liverpool, your next Haalands for Manchester City, maybe Rashford for Barcelona, whoever it may be, okay? So again, as ever, amazing question. I thank you for your time and for joining us online today. Sorry I was sneezing a little bit throughout the call, but we are about to end the call for today. If you did drop in a question and I haven't answered it yet, apologies guys, but I am going to go. We are coming up to roughly the hour mark. We are going to be back in a moment with our podcast Sunday. The podcast Sunday is going to run for the next 3 hours. So if you want to jump on and be online and watch some of our podcasts over the next 3 hours, they're going to be on, playing all the way through live for you. And then our next call that we're going to do is going to be on Tuesday, and I look forward to seeing you all on that live call as well. So big thank you for joining us all today, guys. Apologies we were 1 minute late getting on, but I just had another little technical issue and we are working through them, but slowly but surely we'll get there. But hopefully you enjoyed everything that we covered today, and we look forward to seeing you on our podcast live in the next 30 to 60 seconds once I get it connected.
You don't bunch up, you don't get sweaty. Simple as that.
One of the things I noticed about my Goats grip socks is the grip runs across the whole panel, so there's no bunching or sliding in your boots.
These grip pads will help you not slip when you're going in for a tackle.
My old socks will get sweaty.